welcome back to Wreckfest. You join us today with one final race to complete in challenges. It's the only race that has no points so far, and that is East versus West. So that's what we're going to look at today. That is the final race that just needs some points so we can move on. And we're going to do this in the Rammer RS. Now, it's at Dirt Devil Stadium, Dirt Speedway. Killerbee has set the best time round at B rated, and that is a 41.636 second lap. So the Rammer RS has that one to beat. It's a multi-heat race as well. So 24 cars on the grid. And we need to qualify in the top 12 for the second round or semi-finals. And then the final after that. Hopefully we can do this in one shot. It would be really nice if we could. So Rammer RS is going to give it a go for us. So we're starting in 19th place. So we've got to move up very quickly. 6 laps. And we know these laps are pretty short, judging by the previous best time from Killerbee. So trying to move up the inside here, gaining a couple of positions as a couple of cars get caught up in some mayhem. We're sticking to this left hand side, getting a little bit awkward on the run in there to the jump, trying to correct the car, and we're going all over the place, but we are up to 9th position. Staying on the inside here, trying to make sure we make the turn. A bit of damage, but we're okay. And still going well in 5th position now as we take the jump nice and easy over it, but then we get a bit out of sorts on landing. Trying to control this car is not easy. It is just all over the place, especially after the jumps. But we find ourselves in 5th, 4th, 3rd position, 2nd position as we cross the line for lap number 2. And actually, we're doing okay. Overtaking into 1st position, sticking to the left-hand side. It is the actual bounce on the jumps that's causing us some issues. Trying to get this car to stay in one direction is tricky. We've got some damage there. I'm pretty sure that damage came from debris on the track. There was no one else around us. So I'm pretty sure that's damage from the debris. We take the right-hand jump, which you shouldn't have done there. And end up flipping the car over. So what we should have done is gone left and taken the left-hand side, because you're meant to jink round. But we didn't. We thought we'd go straight and just take the jump that is designed to be landed on from the other side. And that's dropped us down to 4th position. Damage-wise, wasn't too bad. It's more the fact that we lost positions here. But we're still good. Still in the top 12, which is what we need. We don't really need to win this one. We just need to be in top 12. But up to 2nd place already as we overtake the cars. Just there. Again, not very clean overtaken, but it doesn't need to be. This is Wreckfest after all. So we are allowed to be a bit dirty when it comes to the overtakes. Choosing the right-hand side here. And we've learnt from our mistake. We don't want to go straight on here. We want to go up the left-hand side. But on the left, there is cars already damaged and out of the race, and we've just hit one as we lose no positions there to them 2 cars. I thought them 2 cars were overtaken, but somehow we've actually gained into 1st position as we finish lap number 3. I'm assuming 1st crashed out, maybe. The 2 cars that overtook us must be lap cars because they didn't change our position either. But we're into 4th, lap number 4 now in 1st position, if I can get my words out. And it is just the jumps that are causing some issues. And this section we're coming up to now, whatever way you go, there is crashed cars around. So we have to be very careful as we take this jump. Knocking out the car on the left there, but that knock also makes us go into the barrier. That's messed us up massively. I don't like to reset the car unless we really have to. So we've got to try and get ourselves out of this mess. We're being overtaken. 2 positions dropped there. Now, although one's crashed, I think. The position is changing constantly as we're trying to make some movement here and get ourselves out on this position. I think the what went wrong here was the fact that we hit the car on the start of the jump. We knocked them out, in fact. Then we wrecked them. But in doing so, we caused our jump to go into the fence, and that really messed us up. But after all that messing around, we're in 3rd position. So I don't know how 4th hasn't overtaken us, but they didn't. So we finished lap number 4, start of lap number 5 in 3rd place, which again is still top 12. So we're still doing well here. 2 laps to go. We've got quite a bit of damage, so we need to be careful. Gained a position as well there with no cars around us, so they must have crashed out. In fact, we're into 1st place now. And no! As we gain 1st position, we end up wrecking ourselves as we hit a crashed car. We were a bit blind in the jump, didn't see them ahead of us, and instead of winning the race, it's a did not finish. And a did not finish means we don't qualify for the next round, which means no points. So we need to do this race all over again, which is a little bit frustrating. So we're going to go for the Killerbee S now. This had the previous best time. In fact, we beat the best time in Rammer RS in the previous race. Rammer RS best time was a 39.550. So that beats Killerbee's previous best. So now Killerbee needs to beat his own personal best, plus the new PB set by Rammer RS as well. So Killerbee, off we go. 17th position at the start, going straight for the inside and gaining position straight away up into 11th, 9, 8, 7, 4th. Third, we jumped massive positions. While we're doing this, I'm just going to explain why we changed car instead of just giving the Ram RS another go. The Ram RS, I felt on the jumps, was really awkward on landing. It would be all over the place as we kind of lose the back end there with the Killerbee. And because of that, I felt this track was more suited to smaller vehicles. The Ram RS is quite long, and I think that does mess you up a little bit on some of the corners, but also when there's damaged cars around you, the smaller car you have can squeeze through smaller gaps essentially. And I was finding the Ram RS, we were hitting a lot of debris, a lot of the crash cars, and I thought if we go for something smaller, we've got a better chance of avoiding some of them incidents. So that's why we changed car from the Ram RS to the Killerbee S, was just because it's smaller. It is just as quick, if not quicker. Although we are making massive mistakes here, which isn't helping. So back to the race at hand. We're currently in 7th place, 8th place, 9th place after that crash. Going too close to the inside, hitting the wall of the flag, I think it was. But it doesn't matter, we're all messed up. We're crashing no end here and making it life difficult. We're on lap number 2, coming to the end of lap number 2, start of lap number 3. Currently in 6th position. And all we've got to do is not get wrecked. That's what we're going to do now. We're in the top 12, but this Killerbee is causing us some issues. We had issues with the Ram RS and the back end on jumps. This is now having issues with corners. Every corner we're seeing that back end flick out, and it is causing us some problems. It means what we're doing is wrong. We're accelerating too quickly on the corner when we need to be a bit more gradual on acceleration, which is all well and good saying that. But doing it in a race when you try and overtake is tricky. More damage being caused as we hit a wrecked car that came across us there. We're in 4th position though, halfway through the race, end of lap 3, start of lap number 4, 4th position as it stands. But we're battling really hard with this car. There's only 3 corners in this whole race, but it's causing us some massive problems with the car. So we've got to try and do something about this. If we qualify, which we hopefully will, we'll look at changing the differential or something like that and deal with the cornering then. For the time being, we just need to be a bit more careful on acceleration, not accelerating hard or too early. As we somehow miss all the crashed cars there, gain a position, and we're into 2nd place, into 1st, as we're battling the other car there, take the position. Crash car in our way there, which kind of got a bit awkward because we could have got away from it, but reacted too late. We're on the penultimate lap of the race in 1st position, top 12 needed, and again we're hitting debris. This is all affecting us, smashing our car up, making us have more damage. We saw what happened to the Ram RS, we've got to be very careful now. Now we've got the bit that's really awkward, the jumps, going for the left hand side, got to try and avoid all the debris on landing if possible, so sticking to the left, and we don't quite make it, we do hit a crash car. I don't think we had anywhere to go there, that wouldn't have been a crash car to be fair. We're in 1st position as we finish lap number 5 and the start of the final lap, sticking closely inside to avoid the debris and dead cars there. And we're entering the final lap in 1st position. Again, top 12 needed, so we're easily in that position. We've got decent health, I think. It's going to depend now on the crash cars, on us avoiding them where possible. So we're going to be very careful now on this next section. This is the section that is going to make or break this race. So we're going to be so careful of the damaged cars around. But we take a nice jump there over all the damaged cars. And now we can take the final bend for the finish. And we are going to win this race by the looks of things in 1st position out of 24. And that is job done. 1st qualifying for the semi-final. So we do set a new PB as well of a 35.467, so we beat our own PB and the PB set by Ram RS as well. So now we need to work out what's going wrong with the car when it comes to cornering. You could see how the back end was slipping out so much, so we've got to have a look at what we can do here. I'm thinking suspension. I'm thinking maybe going soft on the suspension. Do we change the diff is the big question. I don't know if it's worthwhile. I think suspension is okay. Now we've changed it to soft. I think that will allow us to take the jumps a bit better. But I don't think brake balance is going to help us either. I think it's all about the landing on the jumps. Hopefully that helps cornering a little bit as well, is what I'm thinking. We'll see how the next race goes. And if we have to change something else, we will. We haven't really dealt with changing the cars that much in terms of tuning. And each car is very individual. Some are going to swing out the back end more than others. We'll get to that when we need to. So, second race, semi-finals now. Top 12 needed once again, and we're starting in first position. Always a good position to start from. We're out of the mayhem of the first corner at least, and straight away, you can see we're landing the jumps a lot better now. Soft suspension, definitely the way to go with the jumps. And even cornering is better. Could accelerate nicely out of the corner there. No real issues. Getting a bit awkward on the jump there. It got a bit sideways, and that is not a good position to be in. We've got to get back into this race. I know it's the first lap. We've only got 6 to do this. Not too much damage being inflicted, which is good, but we just took that jump a slightly wrong angle, kind of caught the edge, turned ourselves over. Luckily, we've got away with it. 2 little rolls there, and now we've got to get back into this. We're in 13th position, and end of lap number 1, start of lap number 2. We need top 12 to qualify for the finals. We can see the cars ahead of us here, so we've got to run on the car on the left. Can we get past him? All those crash cars all around us. Straight into the top 12, swapping over to the left hand side. Unintentionally, admittedly. So we are in 12th position. We're qualifying for the final as it stands. But we've still got a lot more racing to go. As cars crash ahead of us, we had nothing we could do there to avoid that incident. We couldn't get out of the way. And we take damage in the process. But we're okay damage-wise. We've still got 3/4 of our health left. We're in 7th position now as we start lap number 3. Little smash by the car next to us there. He wasn't quite keen on us overtaking him, was he? But we go up to 4th position now on lap number 3. We're chasing down the leaders, although we don't really need to, but we can, so we will. And they're both ahead of us here. I don't know where first position's gone, to be fair. First position must be a lot further forward. We're into 3rd position now, taking the jump. Bit blind on landing there, and we get a bit awkward landing as we kind of go 2 wheels up when we do overtake, and we're now in 1st position. I don't know how. We could only see 2nd ahead of us, but first must have crashed, and we're being gifted 1st position as we're on lap number 4 now. We've got to try and keep this clean. Like I say, the problem is the blind jumps. You can't see the debris on the track until after the jump has been taken, and that is causing issues. So, choice again. We're going left-hand side here for the big jump. We're going to cross the jump over the track. We've got this wrong a few times, but I want to keep doing it because it's good practice to get it right. And the more we can get it right, the better in other races as well, I think. So we're going to finish lap number 4 and start lap number 5 in 1st position. So currently qualifying for the final. Car health, pretty good. We've got a bit of damage. It's not affecting us too much. And now we just need to finish this. 2 laps to go. And all we've got to do is finish the race. And we're in the finals. No silly movements. Got a bit caught up on the corner there. Let the back end kind of flicked out. Controlled it nicely. Definitely noticing a difference. Some damage there as we rolled ourselves over. And that's big damage to us. That has screwed us up massively there. I can't even say what went wrong. We kind of took the jump and it kind of went short. And yeah, massive damage. Under halfway of health now. With just over a lap to go. We're in 2nd position, which I'm not worried about. Top 12 is all we need. So 2nd position is fine. It's more about the damage. We've got to be so careful now not to get destroyed and wrecked here. Final lap. Taking the jumps really nicely. And again, as I was saying, you can see the difference on the jump and landing. The soft suspension, definitely the right choice. Working nicely. It has helped with the cornering a bit as well, but I think there's a bit more tuning to do there. So over the jump, as we've got 1 more corner to go. We're in 1st position again. I don't know how we've been gifted that once again, but we are. And we're going to round the final corner and run for the line. We're in 1st position, final lap, job's done. We've qualified for the final. And we also set a new PB. A brand new PB of 35.467. Sorry, 33.764. Wrong one. Fantastic PB there. And that is a brand new PB for this track and the Killerbee S. So now we move on to the final. But before that, we've noticed there's still a few issues with cornering. Suspension being soft works perfectly. But now I think we've got to look at something else. Just to stop that back end swinging out as much. So I think we move the differential here. And we go a bit more locked. That way, hopefully, it will help us with that cornering. And especially speed on the corner. And trying to be acceleration a little bit earlier. Hopefully. So final now, we're starting in 1st position. And we are off. Only 17 cars in this one. It should be 24, but I'm guessing the amount of cars crashed out previously in the previous heats. Maybe is why I've lost a few cars. But they've doubled the distance of the race this time, 12 laps. And obviously that creates an issue in the fact there's probably going to be more debris on the track that we're going to have to watch out for the further this race goes in. But we're currently in first position of 17 and there's nothing around us. We're just going to take the jumps nicely. A little bit awkward on landing there and kind of got a bit caught up. So we do lose a bit of time, but we stay in first position, which is good. Start on the second lap and we're already a decent way ahead of the chasing pack. Again, it is all about taking these corners and these jumps as nicely as possible. So far, not too much debris on the track as well, so that's going to help us going forward. But I think that will change. A little bit awkward on the jump, and the car is all out of shape once again. But we do manage to control it okay there. As we can see, second place, trying to throw one up the inside, but we kind of avoided it. Over the jump again, a weird landing. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Second place is now on our tail after a couple of bad landings. And they're chasing us down here as we lose first position and go into second place as we start lap number 3. One quarter through the race as we're trying to compete for first position again. We're on the inside, they're on the outside. We've taken first position back over the jumps, but getting really awkward again. It is positioning on the jump and the landing, I think, that is really causing some issues. Major damage inflicted there. And we've got some damaged parts as well. We're down to 5th position now. Still a long way to go, so still plenty of time to catch back up. But we're having some real issues on these jumps. I thought we'd solved all the cornering issues, and we have. But it's the jumps now causing us issues. And I think it is more positioning of the jump and our position when taking it that is causing us the problem. So we need to settle into this a little bit more and be a bit more focused on that positioning when we take the jump. But we're trying to compete for third position, get a bit all out of sorts of on the corner, so we lose that momentum to try and catch. But we're currently in third place as we're chasing down second. Left-hander, nicely done. Getting good acceleration out of the corner as well. Now it's a case of watching out for the debris around, but we take that fairly nicely as we gain second place. A little bit awkward on landing once again. And third place comes through and we're dropping down, but we're going to overtake on the inside and up to second place as we start lap number 5. Nearly halfway through this race now and we're in second place. Getting that first corner is causing us some problems as we lose a bit of momentum there. I don't know what it is, but that corner is causing some major issues. But we're coming up for the next corner now. We can see the cars ahead of us. I'm not sure if they're lap cars or cars that are about to be lapped, or that is first position. I'm not sure. All we can do is focus on ourselves as we hit debris there. Major damage once again to us. That is not what we needed, because this damage is all adding up, and if we're not careful we could get a did not finish here and end up being wrecked. So down to third position now on lap number 5, coming to the end of it and starting lap number 6, which is the halfway point of the race, and we're doing okay. Third position is okay. We're just having some issues with jumps, corners, basically all the issues you can actually have we're having. Over these small jumps, not too bad. Soft suspension working nicely. Left-hander taking it pretty well, keeping the speed. Well, to be fair, the speed there was pretty low. 40 miles an hour. We took that corner. We've taken it at 50 before. Another jump and another debris hit. That's more damage to the car. We're not doing well here for damage. Damage is now a problem, and we've got to really be careful if we want to finish this race. Third position still, as we've come to the halfway point of the race. Lap number 6 finishing. We're starting lap number 7. First corner again. Can we get this right this time? Taking it nicely there. Oh, I had to slow down a little bit. Let go of the acceleration. Thought we was going to hit that inside flag. We didn't in the end. And we're changing positions now up to second place as we fling it up the inside. I think that's pretty nice. Overtake there. That was pretty good. Now, changing our plan this time. We've gone for the right-left switch over. And it worked really well. Less debris. Less cars for us to hit. So that was a pretty good run. We're now going to finish lap number 7 and start lap number 8 in second position. We don't know if the car ahead is first or they are a lap car. So we're just going to treat them as if it's just a car to get past and just don't worry about position at this point, I don't think. Over the jumps, landing really nicely there, up the inside, still competing with this car. We want to take the right hand side this time. I think he wanted to go left and we kind of forced the issue there as we spin him out. We get caught up as well, more damage being taken, and we are getting worse and worse with this damage. But we're still in second. We just got to be so careful. I Thought we had the jump nice there, and he just kind of got awkward with the other car and then being turned round and us catching a back wheel, I think it was, and that caused us some problems. But finishing at lap number 8 and starting lap number 9, we're in first position now. I'm assuming crash cars have helped us move positions, but now we need to watch out for debris. 3 laps to go, and this could all end in tears if we're not careful here. So left-hander, nicely done. Now we want to pick the right-hand side, as I think it's probably the safer option right now, and it is. No real debris around, so that's really good for us. No chance of damaging ourselves even more. Coming up for the final corner as we approach the end of lap number 9. First position. This is looking pretty good. It's just we've got to finish it, and it's all about debris and crash cars more than anything else. And the longer this goes on, the more chance there is more debris on the track. 4th place is I did not finish now, so only 3 people left in this race. That's out of 17 that started as we're on lap number 10. We're going to go right hand side again. This is, I think, the safest option. Doing a nice switch over there. Got to control this jump on the landing, and we do that time. I think that went pretty well. We're getting better at these jumps now in the Killerbee S, but it's taken us quite a lot of the race to actually get better at them jumps and learn where the positioning should be. As we start the penultimate lap, lap number 11, and we're in first position. 3rd is also now a did not finish. So 2 cars remaining, ourselves and 1 other, and that is it. So as long as we don't crash out ourselves, we've got this. It's in the bag. Right hand side once again, as again the safe option. Doing the switch over to the left, over the jumps. Decent landing, not too bad. And we're going to round the final corner as we finish the penultimate lap and start the final lap. Health not brilliant on the car. Car is a little bit dodgy to drive, but we just need to see this out now. It's only us versus 1 other, and they are a long way back. We don't need to worry about lapping them. We don't need to worry about competing with them. We just got to finish ourselves here. So we've got to play this smart. Taking the speed away as we hit the corner. Right hand side again, the safe option. And then we're going to switch to the left and then over the jumps. Let's get this right now. No mistakes. Getting a bit awkward in the air there as we start turning. But actually, we finished it nicely. And we are going to see this out. Race for the line. First position. 12 laps. 2 finishes. And we're going to take the win. And unfortunately, we don't set a new personal best. Our semi-final time was better than our final best lap. But we still finished first position. And as I say, this was the final race we needed to do in challenges. So pretty happy with that. The Rambo RS failed. The Killerbee S didn't. And I think it is because a shorter car was a lot easier to deal with than a longer one in this one. And there we are. Confirmation. Final position first. Bonus targets 1 of 2. Total points 200 out of 200. Always good to maximise our points. But that is challenges now finished. We have already got the trophy a couple of episodes ago. We just want to make sure every race has some points. And I think we finished it out off on a high there. A decent finish. And we are looking to start the Pro Internationals in the next episode. Hopefully, we're still on target to win everything, but we shall see. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, a like on the episode does really help. We'll see you next time for the Pro Internationals.